Hey there, pop pickers. Thundersmith here. Hope everyone is doing well and enduring the storms that we've been having. Now, as most of you will know or don't know, you do know, me and the guys will be headed to Wembley. We're going to Wembley, la la la. We're football crazy, we're football mad. We are the Outlaw Orchestra and our music ain't half bad. Hey! That could be a football chant if we, put together our own team. Maybe, I don't know, a new wave of classic rock five-a-side thing. I think that'd be good. Anyway, I digress. So we're heading to Wembley, to Rogue Studios, to put some more meat and some recording and putting down some new tunes and everything for La Familia, which is album numero 3. We're there for 5 days, just an intense production, recording, playing and everything. Now, going into a studio, obviously you've got to be well prepared, etc. Now what I've decided to do this time, and I've taken a leaf, sort of half a leaf, should I say, out of Darby Todd's book. Now, Darby Todd, you'll know, plays Devon Townsend, and he's fantastic, incredible technical drummer, I think. And one of the podcasts that he did with Dane Campbell from Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. Hey Dane. Basically, he was talking about transcribing and saying how important it is when writing and recording, etc., etc., etc. So obviously, we've got a bunch of songs which we're going to record, and I've decided to transcribe. Now, probably not transcribing the traditional, whatever the traditional sense is, but for me, kind of like an IKEA instruction manual. Now, I'm not belittling our songs; they're kind of like IKEA quality. Well, actually, no, Swedish quality, something not a bad sort of parallel to draw. Anyway, basically, I'm going to kind of write an instruction manual for each song. So kind of the verse, chorus, middle eight, bridge, outro, blah, 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 all the lyrics, and just kind of, so effectively, so I can piece together the whole thing, and I can see on a spreadsheet or whatever, I can see the whole song, and I've got ideas of how these songs I think should sound rhythmically and kind of with drums and percussion and blah blah. So I'm going to basically transcribe in how I would be able to understand it. I think that makes sense. But hopefully, at some point, we'll be having a chat with Darby, talking about putting a studio together and how to best transcribe it, or become a session musician more. So so that's one thing. Obviously, preparation. It's like doing an exam. You've got to do your prep. Anyway, with all of that, it's important. Like you have a guitar, I think it's important to have new strings. They get rusty and sweaty and blah blah. So drums. It's important, I think, to have fresh heads. Now, I'm not taking my cue kit into the studio this time, like I did with the first one we recorded earlier in the year. I used the PDP kit, which is in there. Lovely, really, really nice kit. But basically, what I will be doing, or what I'm going to be doing now, is I'm going to be reskinning my snare drum. That's the thing, so basically, I'm proudly endorsed, or I endorse, Code Drumhead. So Mike and the gang, Tim, Andrew, thank you so much again for trusting me with your fantastic gear. Trust your ears, that's the hashtag. But no, honestly, thank you so much. So what I use and have been using for, since I've been endorsed by Code, is a Sterling snare batter. So I'll show you. So there we go. It's a 14-inch double ply, reverse dot. Adds obviously extra durability. I'm not a particularly hard hitter, like you can see. I'm kind of hit in the middle. It's a good sort of it's target practice. So I've been using that for, I say, God knows how long, and it's a fantastic head. So easy to tune, so versatile, so durable, and obviously with the coat, with the snare batter. You can see also here I use the Shark Simpad Shark snare drum gate, which is amazing. Literally all we do is we hit it, the foam lifts up and then goes down. It's very simple kind of concept, but so effective. Basically, what I've decided to do this time, rather than using the genetic sort of reso head, which is still a very, very good single ply resonant head, I've decided to go for, let's find the bad boy. I am using the RR, code RR, you see? So it's a single ply, 7mm, with a narrow dampening ring around the outside, round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Basically, what I try to do with my sound is to have, when I say a natural EQ'd sound, so for example, on my toms, I use generator coated heads. So for my toms, I use coated generator series by Code. And you can see, possibly if I hold it up to the light, maybe not, it's got a narrow, again like the RR, it's got a narrow dampening ring round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. See, dampening ring round the outside. So I use these double ply coated heads on all my toms, on my batter side and also my resonant side, which with the Q copy kit that I have, rest in peace Jeremy, and it just gives me a warmer sound and just sort of more natural dampening, in my opinion. So yeah, I've again been using these from day one. Fantastic heads, fantastic in terms of quality, build, what's the aerospace grade aluminium rims and the core. Get these out of the way. So basically, I am going to show you, there's our I'm going to give you a little re-skinning, re-heading demonstration. So, there you go. So there's a brand new Sterling head, and as you can see, that's the reverse dot. Again, I can't explain, again, narrow dampening ring around the outside. I can't explain honestly how amazing these heads are. The Sterling's an amazing head. It's 2 ply, yeah, 2 ply, 7.5mm each, so you basically get 15mm in total. Very durable, like I said, very hard wearing. Like I'm not a hard hitter, but it's amazing. You know, it's got a bonded edge round down into the reverse donut or Dura spot, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to show you is this out of the way. So I've recently-ish, before the UK Drum Show, I traded in my copper plate Q snare, and I've traded it in for a beautiful brass Q snare here, thanks to Neil Ogden at Rhythm House up in Stoke. So thanks Neil, and he's loving my copper snare, by the way. So yeah, what I'm going to do, a bit of a reskinning demo, and yeah, we'll go from there. What I use here is the Pure Sound EQ snare wire. Again, just say minimal buzz. It just, you know, it reduces, I think, the buzz. Obviously, it changes. Again, like the name suggests, EQ. It just changes the sound up a bit. It's yeah, I can't describe it. I can. It's just a great sound. It's just, I guess, a bit more precision in the sound, I think, personally. Rip that off. So, the RR head is going to go on. Now, this is how I've come to know, come to get to know the Code heads and how they say how they work, how they sound, how they kind of respond. I don't bed them in personally, you know, kind of like put the rim on, put, you know, finger tighten the lugs and then push down. I don't do that. I mean, is that a necessity? I mean, some people stand on their kick drums or whatever before sort of cranking them up, but I don't, so. Now what I've done here is I've finger tightened every lug loosely. So you can hear, not in that, but you could in you know, this video, but you could hear obviously the head cracking, which is completely normal. It's the skin kind of stretching out, if you like. But yeah, finger tighten. It doesn't have to be precise. Just finger tighten them loosely until they're, like I said, tightish. Round the hoop. So it doesn't, you don't have to be precise, but you kind of need to be more precise when you're kind of tuning it up. So, and what I'm going to do before I put the snare wire on is I'm going to basically pitch it. I'm going to tune it up a bit and just see where we go. But before I do, new delivery of my signature custom London drumstick sticks. And get some scissors. 1 second. So, I wish they had some dry ice in these boxes, you know, to open it. It's a bit like when Han Solo goes into the carbonite, you know, I was going to call it carbonator. It's like Han Solo's not turned into a bloody fizzy drink, is he? Although, if you were to have a Han Solo fizzy drink, I mean Pepsi, Han Solo, Han soda, wouldn't work. That's why I'm not a comedian and I leave that sort of thing to Dave. Let's see if we can get this bad boy open. You can, he says. Wait, ooh! These new sleeves? Look at it different. But here we go. So, you've seen these before, but I'm going to show you again anyway. Yeah, these are my single sticks, fastback, custom length, custom diameter, teardrop tip, which is just, you know, hickory, and this is honey hickory, so it's from you know, the more central part of the wood, the sort of darker part of the wood, which obviously hasn't been exposed to sunlight, so slightly a bit darker. So I said what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch it and tune it and then see where we go. And what I do here is I'll do like one turn maybe around each lug and then, you know, see where we go. So what I've done again is I've gone round and tuned it. Each lug, a whole turn, I've gone round and tuned each lug. Half a turn, 1 or 2 lugs were a bit looser, so I've kind of got them back up to sort of tension like the rest of the lugs, and so some lugs I've had to do a whole turn. So that sounds quite low, doesn't it? Now the rule, but the pitch, the tune, yeah. The pitch of your resonant head is always going to be higher. It always has to be higher than your batter head. Now, once you've tuned everything up and you've got whatever chord, C sharp, whatever, then if you want, you can kind of down tune one lug at random, maybe, just to get, like I said, a completely unique sound. But as I said, there's no hard and fast rule, but the hard rule is your resonant head's always got to be higher than your batter. So that's it, that's too low. So I'm gonna tune and then hit as I go around, just to see if I, you know. So I started on that one. So I started at 1 o'clock. So So now, if you hear this, a bit higher, I think that's kind of sounding okay. Obviously I haven't put the snare wire on because and I haven't got the batter head on, so just I wanted to get the voice of the resonant head. Now, what most people do, again, clockwise, anti-clockwise, opposites, skip a lug, whatever, is go around each lug and try and get the same pitch. So I'm going to show you. Now listen to this. You can hear 3 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock. You can hear a bit lower. So I'll try and get them sounding all similar. So. Bit painstaking, but sounds alright. Doesn't sound, because I haven't got the batter head on, obviously there's no, sound isn't reverberating sort of back, so. You can hear there's a few tonal differences, but I can fine tune those once everything's on. So now what I'm going to do, put the snare wire back on. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to put the batter head on first. There we go. This isn't cranked up at all. You can hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune it without the snare wire. Because I've never done this before. So yeah, we'll see. So again, do everyone equally. So a turn, then half a turn, whatever. So listen to this. Not quite there. Now what some people do is they crank it right up and then crank it down, so I'm going to do that. So I've done everyone whole turn, everyone half a turn up obviously, and then I'm going to do maybe a turn and a half on each one, we'll see. That's obviously too high. But again, what I might do is no, I'm going to carry on. Okay, listen to this. Now I've kind of done a turn and a quarter around these. Now normally I'd have that a bit lower, but obviously I haven't put the snare wire on, so let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Ooh, almost dropped it, and I didn't. but I guess the edge of the sort of the bonding plate or whatever of the snare wire, I'm kind of lining that up with the rollover or the edge of the shell, the glass shell. Nice and tight. This, I mean, you can get nice and tight because you don't really want this coming off during the show, do you? And the thing is, you don't want to tighten it or pull that too much because you need to make sure this has enough slack to go through. Now, no rule, not mess it up, but I need to loosen that a bit. Get some slack just so I can get it through. Hang on a second. Some slack. There we go. Right, so that's done. So like I said, snare's off. Now, again, when you're tuning a drum, ideally you tune with, like, you know, people tuning on like this, put a stick underneath the wire closer to your resonant head, so you don't, you know, you can't. I don't think you can really accurately tune a snare with the snare wire on. So. So let's see. Just see how much. So you can adjust the tension, which obviously of your snare wire, basically the tension of the throw off. If you loosen it, obviously, as you turn the throw off on, the distance between the snare wire and the resonant head obviously is going to be, you know, the snare wire is going to be looser. If that makes sense. So I'll give you an example. Tension on that. Let's have a look. Really low. Let's listen to this. So I might need to adjust the tension of the snare wire. You know, the on the side plates. But I mean, if you listen, this is quite loose. So, but I'll probably slacken off the snare wires a bit, and then, you know, see kind of what's down. But I mean, you get an idea. I mean, if you listen to this just again, they sound actually pretty good. There we go. Thundersmiths signing off, and I'll see you guys on the 25th, Saturday, at the Gifford Arms in Wolverhampton with Jada. I'll see you there. Make sure you are. So Thundersmiths signing out.